The mission of the Happy Duck Donut Bakery is spreading joy in Niagara Falls with handicraft donuts, premium coffee, and seasonal flavors. The vision is to build a beloved local brand in Niagara Falls, empowering local and international students through job opportunities, and becoming a welcome space where friends, family, co-workers, and tourists connect, create, and lasting memories in every bite. One of the core values that Happy Duck Donut Bakery is we place our customers at the heart of everything we do, delighting them daily with innovative and unique donut creations.
Good morning, Mr. Pidgeman. This is Marilu Moran reporting on the sales profit analysis on the Happy Duck Bakery Cafe. So based on the information on Table A, it is given all the expenses of each donut type and the selling price per dozen. So to calculate the operational profit per dozen, just deduct all the expenses from the selling price per dozen. And to get the monthly sales average per month, it is given on the Table B all the sales from July to December, just divide into the number of months, which is 6 months. That would be the average monthly sales per unit. Average annual sales by volume and value. So to calculate the average annual sales, just simply multiply the monthly average by 12 months. So that would be the annual sales per unit. So to get the value, just simply multiply the annual sales per unit by the selling price. Total annual profit after fixed cost. Just simply multiply the gross profit per dozen by the number of sales per annum. But in this case, since they only give the July to December sales, we only calculated the total sales in 6 months by the gross profit per dozen, then less with the fixed cost also for 6 months, which is 5,000. So the semi-annual profit for the Happy Duck Bakery Cafe is only $2,623.90. Profitability summary of the Happy Duck Donut Bakery. So based on my sales analysis, Jelly has the most profitable in terms both unit and the total annual profit. So in my recommendation, since the highest profit margin is Jelly, it should be prioritized in the production and also in the marketing effort. And also, for the least profitability, which is Cream, I consider it removing it from our menu to reduce the production cost. That's all. Thank you.
Complaints and quality issue assessment. The Happy Duck Bakery Cafe, just like the others, also has complaints. However, we are working to prevent these issues by understanding and valuing our employees, providing them a proper training and knowledge. These help ensure excellent service, which will lead to a positive feedback. By continuously improving our business and services, based on this feedback, we are ensuring a long-term success. We listed the complaints for each donut for the month of September using the relative frequency table with the corresponding percentage of complaints from highest to lowest. Coconut with 33%, followed by cream with 30%, jelly with 21%, and the lowest is the chocolate flavor with 16%. If we were to consider to stop selling a donut, that would be the chocolate flavor. This decision is based both from the number of complaints and the sales and profit data. Chocolate is being sold for only $10 despite of the ingredient cost comparable to or higher than those other donuts that are being sold higher than $10.
Happy Duck Donut Bakery is experiencing quality issues with its jelly-filled donuts, impacting both product quality and financial health. Overfilled and underfilled donuts leads to increased production cost and revenue loss. Addressing these issues with effective quality control measures is crucial to optimize cost management, improve profit margins, and maintain financial stability. Based on the information in Table D, here's the following observations. Number 1. There are 4 frequencies of underfilled jelly donuts. Number 2. There are 4 frequencies of overfilled jelly donuts. Number 3. There are 3 frequencies of overfilled donuts with 1 gram excess and 1 frequency of overfilled donuts with 2 grams excess. Number 4. Frequency occurs during Saturdays and Sundays. Number 5. Overfilled donuts is higher on Saturdays with 3 frequency versus 1 frequency on Sunday. Projected monthly loss. If we sample 1 jelly donut every day in September and we produce 2,000 donuts for the whole month, projected monthly loss is $283.33 USD. Most of the loss comes from the underfilled donuts. These recommendations aims to improve the accuracy and consistency of the jelly filling of our jelly donuts, ensuring that quality standards are met. They can also be applied to other donut flavors to address issues of overfilling and underfilling. This will help in maintaining overall quality and reduction of waste. Recommendations. Number 1. Conduct sampling on other donut flavors. Number 2. Standard operating procedure or SOPs should be in place. Number 3. Create a do's and don'ts visuals in the filling area. Number 4. Provide staff training and ensure that supervision is readily available. Number 5. Do shift management. Number 6. Make some process improvement. Number 7. Regular checking of filling equipment.
So to continue with the discussion, let me share with you what are the plans of the management of Happy Duck Donut Bakery. So currently, they have $200,000 at the corporate savings account, but this account has a lock-in features. It gives them a 4.5 interest annually for 5 years. And this amount is not directly attributable to any operational cost or any emergencies of the company. Hence, they can diversify this amount or use this amount to any investments. Thus, they are seeing to invest in a donut catering project. However, if they are going to withdraw the fund, the $200,000, they need to pay a 0.75 early withdrawal penalty. However, if they are going to invest, it will give them, or they are saying that it will give them $46,000 annually for 5 years. So, they wanted to evaluate or assess if this investment is sustainable. So, the decision the company needs to make is either if they are to retain the savings account of $200,000 with a guaranteed 4.5% interest, or reinvest or use the money to a donut catering project that will yield a $46,000 annually for 5 years. How are we going to assess the decision the company needs to make? So we will do a risks assessment.
we will evaluate and identify the potential risks of the investment or to the savings account. We need to balance the risks and returns and identify potential uncertainties. So first, we will identify the opportunity cost. Opportunity cost represents the potential benefit that a company, investor, or an individual consumer misses out when they choose an alternative over another. So how are we going to calculate the opportunity cost of Happy Duck Donut Bakery? So the 200,000 will be multiplied to the 4.5% that the savings account gives to Happy Duck Donut Bakery. So that's 9,000 annually. Multiplied by 5 years, it gives a $45,000. Next, we will get the penalty if ever we are going to proceed with a withdrawal or early withdrawal of the fund. So 200,000 times 0.75%, that's $1,500. The total opportunity cost for the possible investment that Happy Duck Bakery is $46,500 if we are going to proceed with the donut catering project. Another tool to evaluate the riskiness of any investment is through the net present value. So it gives an evaluation or an assessment on the profitability of a particular investment. So this is the formula to get the net present value. So it's the total of the cash inflow divided by 1 plus R to the power of T. So first, we will get the net present value of the interest earnings from the savings account. So the net present value is 39,510. So as you can see from the graphical presentation, the cash inflow or the NPV of the cash inflow is lower than the guaranteed interest that the savings account is giving to Happy Duck Donut Bakery, that is 9,000. Next is we will get the net present value of the $46,000 if we are going to proceed with the investment. So with the assumption of the same interest rate or discount rate at 4.5%. So the formula is the same, but we will deduct the initial investment that we are going to give or fund for this business venture. So these are the variables. The rate is 4.5%, the same duration for 5 years, and the cash inflow is $46,000. The investment initially is $200,000. However, we will deduct the $1,500 penalty because it will be deducted if we are going to proceed with the withdrawal, thus giving us only the total investment or initial investment at $198,500. So as you can see from the formula, the total present value of the inflows is $201,939. However, if we are going to proceed the deduction of the initial investment, the net present value is $3,439. So after having the calculations or the financial calculations for the investment and the interest of the savings account, so let us check the business considerations or impact that it will give to the company. First is the target market. The catering project varies depending on the demand from the target market. So the $46,000 income of the catering project depends on the demand of the target market. Second is the seasonality. So the catering projects do not operate daily. Hence, there is a possibility that the investment will be idle. Second, the inherent risk. So incurring of uncontrollable costs which may arise as it is inherent to every business or new capital venture. So it needs or the company needs to provide a contingency fund. Next is operational cost. So considering there will be a high demand, thus it will increase operational costs which require additional investment or additional costs that are not included in this analysis and may or may not be a contributing factor to the investment. And lastly, stability. So the savings account per books gives a guaranteed return of 9,000 annually, compared to the catering project, which may include business risks that are not foreseen during the pre-deployment of the project. So after having this financial calculation and considering the business risk, if we are going to proceed with the investment or retain the savings account, what are the recommendations that we can give to the management of Happy Duck Donut Bakery? So Happy Duck Donut Bakery must retain its savings account because it gives or offers at stable 4.5% interest annually, or $9,000 for the period of 5 years. In the next 5 years, the net present value of the total 45,000 is 39,510, which is way lesser. So we cannot proceed or risk our savings or interest that we are getting from the $200,000. So it gives the Happy Duck Donut Bakery the risk-free growth while maintaining its liquidity, because they have readily available cash from the bank. While the option of withdrawing the fund or withdrawing the $200,000 will yield a total of 201,939 NPV for the next 5 years. Yes, it is way higher than the initial investment. However, there are inherent risks if we are going to proceed with the fund withdrawal that are uncontrollable in nature. So we haven't considered those things in our investments. It is also worth mentioning that both NPVs are having a positive result. So somehow it also gives a confidence to the company that there are potential returns from these earnings. Further, the company should consider the risk and return of retaining the savings account, because they need to be prudent with the decision making, because they are currently, or they are also facing product complaints and quality review. So with this, I suggest the company needs to invest internally to its key areas that will help improve the business performance. So first is internal training will be provided or must be provided. Upgrade its equipment to meet the customer's product expectations, and innovate your existing products to attract or entice more customers. I think this will be strategical to address the issues above that are mentioned previously by my other team members. With this, it gives them, or the company can operate efficiently and meet the customers' demands. Happy Duck Donut Bakery will have a steady financial growth by leveraging on low risks investment and innovation. So it will also make them competitive and sustainably profitable. So I think this decision or capital decision minimizes the risks and maximizes its existing resources.